Hey, welcome back, everybody. So I've picked myself up something rather unique. Let's take a quick look. So let's start right here. This thing came with 37-inch tires. Huge. When you take a step back, you can tell how tall this trailer is from the ground to the sidewall. Obviously, you can see how tall it is compared to the tractor. That's a small tractor, but still, that's a rather tall trailer. Now, it's short, but it is somewhat wide and tall. So what do I want to do with this trailer? My main intentions with this trailer is to make this a camping trailer. So I've had a rooftop tent on my truck for the last few years, and the few times that I've got to go camping with it, it is rather difficult or more of a pain if you want to pick up from your campsite and leave. This trailer right here is a unique option to kind of create a home base when you go camping. So if I want to go camping somewhere, I can unload this trailer, let it be stationary, hop in the truck and go wherever I need to go. That's just one of the reasons why I got it. Now, if you hop online and do a quick search of these military trailers like this, there are some really cool things that some of these folks have done with trailers just like this. Sometimes you will find the 1102s or the 1101 is a pretty popular model. They come in this green. I've seen them in camo, and I've also seen them in desert tan. I didn't care what color I got. I just wanted to get one via the auction, and I was fortunate enough to do that. Now, this thing is not camp ready. Let's break down and look at the reasons why it's not. Let's first start right here in the front. This is a 24-volt trailer light system in this trailer. Now, I don't even know if the lights work. So when you buy one of these on the auction website, they basically just make sure that it's not completely destroyed, and they put it on the auction website, and then that's where you go from there. So I will probably either have to get some type of adapter to plug into that trailer light system right there, or rewire the trailer. I'm probably not going to rewire the trailer. I think the adapter might be the quickest option to go. Staying up here in the front, as you can see, this is not what you would typically get in a civilian trailer. This comes with a lunette or pintle eye, whichever way you want to call it, and surge brakes. This eye right here, it actually moves in and out. Probably don't have enough power with my left hand to do that right now, but that's not something that you would typically see in a regular trailer as well. If we take a step back and we refer back to how tall this trailer is, this thing is really tall off of the ground. In fact, it is much higher than my truck. So this is something that I'm going to have to take into consideration when I want to start to go camping with this. What my initial thoughts are is I'm going to get one of the high-low adapters that you would typically see for a camper, maybe towing a vehicle. But there's options that are 2, 4, 6, even 8 inches. I'll probably get somewhere between the 4 and 6 inch adapter, and I'll put that in my truck and then add the pintle receiver that I have to my truck into it, and that should lift up the receiving end on my truck almost to the same height as this, but probably not quite. I'll do a few quick measurements here in a little bit to kind of see how far off that we are, but that's my initial thoughts with this. Another thing, staying up here in the front, this jack right here is actually not the jack that goes here. This jack, and this trailer only came with one, it actually goes on the rear side of this trailer, which we will take a look at here shortly. But the jack that came with the trailer, I've just thrown it in here. It's pretty bent, and it's actually seized up pretty bad, so it's actually not functioning at all. The only thing that it does is just swivel out of the way, and so that'll be something that I need to fix. Let's see how tall this eye is from the ground. All right, so we are looking at roughly, probably, it's hard to see upside down, 26 and a half, possibly 27 inches on the bottom side of this ring. up to about 28.5 on the top side here. Now this ground's not level. Who knows? It's roughly that ballpark range, but that's nearly 2.5 feet above the ground, which is much higher than my truck is currently. So let's go measure the backside of my truck. Now you can already tell quite a bit how much lower to the ground the backside of my truck is from the receiver. So let's see if you can read that right there, about center of where the eye meets the hook is somewhere between 18 and 18.5 inches. So that's nearly a 10-inch difference from the bottom of my truck, or excuse me, from my truck to that eye. So that adapter that I was talking about, I probably need to go ahead and upgrade to the 6-inch version. That's still going to leave probably a 4-inch to 6-inch pitch forward on this trailer, as you can kind of see as it's pitching down at the moment. But as little as I'm going to drive this on the road, I think that's actually going to be okay for what I'm going to need it for. Going back to these tires where I said these were 37 inches, now I do have the option of potentially getting smaller tires to lower this down, potentially 2 to 4 inches. I don't want to do that. Tires are expensive. Plus, these look pretty cool as is. They're in okay shape, and I don't want to get new tires, so it's cheaper to get that adapter and just go that route. If you're seeing this trailer and you're wondering what these are just some type of fins that they use to put this tarp system. As you can see, it's got some pieces that go from side to side, and then the tarp drapes over it. I'm not going to be using those, but I am going to keep them. But the system that they have used is very, very simple to where it can be removed real simple. You take the bolts out, boom, there you go. And the way that I want to use this for my camping setup is I want to utilize the roof rack that was on the bed of my truck and put it across this trailer. Now, I've already ran into a bit of a problem with that though. And that problem is this trailer is super wide. It's actually wider than my truck, and it's much wider than the rack system that I currently have. So what I'm probably going to do there is get some type of extender. That way I can widen out the roof rack system that I currently have and try to modify it just a little bit so that it can fit within this trailer. Now the dimensions of this, I do not know off the top of my head, but the width is somewhere between 87 and 88 inches wide. So it's pretty wide, nearly 8 foot across. A few more cosmetic things that I experienced with this trailer is, yeah, I'm going to need to get some type of pin system to just go in here so that I can keep that closed. You can see this one's kind of rigged up at the moment, but the tailgate area just needs a little bit of work, and I truly just like the way that it looks. So I don't plan on doing any type of paint job. I kind of like the rustic, rough look of it. Just kind of keeps it that off-road mean look that make me really be interested in one of these trailers to start with. Now I've had this trailer sitting here at the house for a handful of weeks already, and have done absolutely nothing to that. And the biggest reason why I haven't done anything to this trailer is the state of North Carolina, where I live, requires you to get this thing tagged, but you have to go through quite a bit of a process, as you can imagine, getting a military or a government piece of property to try to get it transferred from them to you. So what I have to do, and the Ritchie Brothers website can help you out with this, is you got to get a SF-97 form, which I'm still waiting on that to come to me in the mail. And what I will do from there is you have to take it to like the license and theft department of our local DMV. They'll have to inspect the trailer and do like a VIN identification report. I don't know what any of that is because I've never bought a trailer like this before. So this is a slow process that will take months before this thing is really road or camp worthy. But I thought it was really cool. It's really cool to see these things and just kind of give an eye to something that we don't typically see often. And like I said, I would recommend going and looking up some of the cool things that some of the folks have done to their trailer. Some of them have sprayed like a Line-X material all over them. They've repainted them. They've added their own type of shelter on top, similar to like a truck bed cover. There's a lot of cool things that you can really do with these. Some of them have modified the front ends of them. I'm pretty cheap. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, just to kind of keep it that it's not necessarily the cleaner look, but just kind of the way that it comes from the military. Now, I wish I had a Humvee to pull it with, because that's what these are originally designed to be used or pulled by, but I don't, and I don't need one. But that's one reason why it doesn't necessarily match up great with a 1500 truck like I have. If you had a raised truck, obviously it would pick up the back end of your truck and it would probably fit a little bit better. Or if you had like a 2500, something a little taller. But I got to work with what I got so far, and then maybe one day in the future we'll upgrade in that department. But so far, I like the trailer the way that it is. I plan on, like I said, making a few modifications to it. Nothing crazy. I will fix what I have to fix before I take it on the road, such as the trailer lights, and I got to get it tagged before I can do anything anyway. So stay tuned. This thing is really, really cool. It's really beefy. It's a lightweight aluminum trailer. I think the trailer itself weighs somewhere between 1,400 and 1,500 pounds. So it's super simple to move with my truck. That's why the tractor was able to pull it out no problem. Yeah, like I said, it fits perfectly back here in my woodshed. It essentially fills up that whole bay right there. It's the perfect parking spot for it to get it out of the elements here, because we've actually had quite a bit of rain lately and a lot of snow right here. We've had a much more difficult winter than we would typically have around here, but that's beside the point right here. But this trailer fits great in there. But stay tuned. Like I said, I plan on doing just a few things with this, and then we're going to take this thing out into the woods somewhere and actually use it for the reason that I got it, and that's to go camping. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking in. We'll catch you on the next one.